Yes, what they said.
Will do.
Welcome into 5 on Your Sideline. I am Corey Miller. That is Annie Kroll. And Annie, it is serious out there tonight. It's quarterfinal week in high school football.
No kidding, Corey. And even a little bit chilly as well. And we have to talk about soccer, too. It's semifinal night in high school soccer. So why don't we kick things off, Corey? Why don't we get into the highlights?
Let's get into it. Let's start with a highlight bonanza. Hannibal came to Lutheran North and brought a big crowd and a stud running back. That's Notre Dame-bound back, Aeneas Williams. He's a beast. Proves it on this long touchdown just 3 plays into the game to start things off. Well, the Crusaders, though, they got plenty of big plays themselves. Here comes Martez Stevenson right up the sideline, right past me, right through the defense and into the end zone for 6 points. Then it's Mike Clark on a kick return. That's going to go for a score as well. A lot of huge plays in this game. Later on, it's going to be QB Dakari Hollis's time to shine. Look at this bomb come up. It's going to land perfectly in Clark's hands for the score. That is a pretty pass. Hollis can do it with his legs as well. His coach said he's the best QB in Missouri. He looked like it tonight. He's going to run this one in for a TD for the North Crusaders as they defend home turf. They beat Aeneas Williams and Hannibal in a wild shootout, 70-61 to advance to the semifinals. Annie.
That's a showing, no kidding. Big test for Westminster in Class 3 as they took on perennial powerhouse Blair Oaks tonight. Nice pitch and a catch from the Wildcats here. Devin Coulter goes down to get that one. Blair Oaks is a tough program to deal with. Tyler backs to Nick Closer for the touchdown. Oh yes, Westminster had some big plays tonight as well. Great one coming up right here. It's going to be Will Powers, airs it out, and it's Coulter who comes down with it on his way to the end zone. That's a touchdown and a half.
Will Powers, great quarterback name.
Exactly. Wildcats couldn't get some points going on the ground as well. Josh Avery is going to take this one in for the score, breaks that plane, but it was going to be Blair Oaks who went on the road and got the win. They end Westminster's impressive season, though, with a 47-29 victory.
Hillsboro and Pacific, and this was a great one. First quarter, Hillsboro has the ball to start, and Peyton Brown's going to get loose for 33 yards and a touchdown. He's a touchdown machine, 7-0 Hawks. First play coming up for Pacific, it's not good. Seth Stack's pass is picked off by Chase Sukarski. He's gone for the pick six. Hillsboro up 14-0 early. Now down 21-0 in the second quarter, and the Indians start the comeback. Raiden Fowler bullies his way into the end zone. 14-point game.
That's one way to do it.
That is. After an interception, Pacific got in the end zone again. Stack to Trey Kulik for the score. It was just a 7-point game at halftime, but Hillsboro does go on to win 48-35.
That's enough of football right now, Corey. Let's talk soccer. Let's shift to the soccer semifinals. The John Burroughs Bombers from St. Louis took on Rockhurst. Bombers fans decked out in red, white, and blue right there. The Kansas City Hawklets struck first, quickly with a goal finding the back corner right there. But a little bit later on, a diving save from their goalie, Hunter Holman, would prevent yet another goal in the first half. And later on, it's going to be a game of heads up, 7 up, 1, 2, oh yes, 3 players right around the Burroughs goal trying to defend that one. It ended up being a crushing defeat for the Bombers with Rockhurst winning 6-0.
All right, Lindbergh facing Park Hill South tonight. The Flyer faithful showed up for this semifinal game. Tough going for Lindbergh in this one, though. Park Hill South was shutting them down pretty much everywhere near the box. Ton of corner kick opportunities for Lindbergh, but they just cannot capitalize on the set pieces. The visitors from Park Hill South scored twice early on, and they take the win 2-0 over Lindbergh. The high school action doesn't end today, though. We'll have a number of soccer championships tomorrow, along with some huge football games you see here behind me. Earlier this week, we checked in with some of those teams looking to advance on the gridiron tomorrow. It is business as usual for East St. Louis. Darren Sunket's team plays Washington, Illinois in the Class 6A semifinal tomorrow on the road. The Flyers are looking to get back to the state championship with a chance to repeat, something they haven't done since the 80s. East St. Louis is outscoring their opponents this postseason 154-20. Is that good, Annie? I think that's good.
I would take that.
They're definitely peaking at the perfect time.
You got to peak at a certain time of the season. And, you know, we preach that year in and year out. There's a time that you start at one level, and by the time the quarterfinals and semis and state come, you ought to be just about at the top of that mountaintop. Man, it'd be big. Just being part of history. You know, I mean, East St. Louis has a rich history in football, and just for me and my ball players behind me to be a part of that and leave our legacy here, just like the ball players of the past, is big.
Well, at the end of the regular season, nobody thought Eureka would be playing in the Missouri Class 5 quarterfinals. The Wildcats had just a 5-4 regular season record, but have turned it on once the playoffs arrived. That's time to do it. They knocked off undefeated rival Rockwood Summit last week and will face Cape Central tomorrow. And this team is just riding the wave.
You know, those kids play with a little chip on their shoulder, and as we hit the playoffs, you know, we prepared just like we've done every week. But, you know, the little things that we were plagued us at times, we kind of cleaned up.
We just all come together and as a family, you know, start leading this team to start making plays on Friday nights.
In the end, losses don't really matter in the playoffs because, you know, you can make a 0-9 team can make a state championship run. You know, playoffs or the regular season, you know, doesn't reflect how we're doing now because we all decided, we can do something special.
Roxana, Illinois is the place to be tomorrow. The town's population is listed at around 1,500. There will be a lot more than that at the state semifinal game against Mount Carmel. The Shells are undefeated and a win away from their second state championship appearance in program history. The 1987 team that made it to the championship will be on hand tomorrow, and this year's team wants to put their names alongside those Shells.
Because Roxana's got a rich football history. It's been down recently, but there is a lot of history here. And so I think being able to bring that all back and tie it all in with the current team is really neat.
We've always talked about the 1987 team because it's the only team that's really has made a big impact with football. Yeah. And it really would mean a lot to become the new team and really make a new impact.
I'll respect the 87 team, but we want to be the team that everybody remembers. We want to be that team that stands out.
Let's take a quick break from soccer and football, though, to shout out the Metro East's newest volleyball state champions. Mater Dei took home the program's 8th title over the weekend, their first since 2011. With a long history and 8 championships, winning is the standard at Mater Dei, and this year's team is proud to add to that volleyball legacy in Breeze.
With Mater Dei, you're expected to make it to state with the legacy this program has, but I'm glad I got to do it at least once.
We'll have another picture up on the wall, and hopefully they can do it again next year.
It was amazing because the pressure is on you at all times, but to be able to live up to that and overcome it was just the best.
Up next, we are heading to the college pitch, and it was about as good a day as our local teams could ask for. We've got NCAA tournament action coming up after the break.